Have you ever been part of a team where everyone that seems to be cooperating except for that one person that seems to just sit around and listen and not necessarily contribute, but say only a few words? I'm here to admit that that person usually is me. First in this presentation, I will tell you why some of these people simply lay back and do nothing, and then I will go into detail on how said individual can better improve themselves by giving them tips, and then I will also explain how I personally will use these tips in order to become a better team member. According to a Forbes article by Susan Adams, she references a book by best-selling author Susan Cain, which is called Quiet: The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. In this book, Ms. Cain goes into depth on how introverts are simply individuals that quote, prefer to be alone, and two, prefer to think a little bit differently by taking a step back, analyzing what's happening in the group, and then saying what they have to say at specific points. By doing so, they do not waste any unnecessary time simply saying the randomest things and are able to look at it straight on. Next, now that you know what an introvert is, I will tell you how said individual can better participate when it comes to being a team member. According to another Forbes article written by Dory Clark, she references a Harvard professor called Amy Edmondson, who wrote the book Teaming: How Organizations Learn, Innovate, and Compete in the Knowledge Economy. In this book, Ms. Edmondson gives tips on how a said individual can become a better team player, such as opening up more, contributing more, not overanalyzing things, as well as just getting to know the team members simply because you all are cooperating to achieve a set goal. After carefully reviewing the tips that Ms. Edmondson gave, I will personally use them in order to cooperate more when it comes to being on a team, as well as possibly being a team leader. In order to do that, since my upcoming semester is most likely going to involve a bunch of team projects, my goal will be simple: to be a team leader in one of them, as well as cooperate more in the other ones. That way I can become more involved overall, instead of simply standing back and overanalyzing every little thing. I will attempt to research more and get to know my teammates better so that we can achieve the goal. Therefore, my deadline for this will be the end of next semester. That way, at the beginning of the semester, I can become the leader. Therefore, I can reflect on my journey from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester and see whether or not I became a better team member. Now that I explained how I personally am going to use these tips, I have now told you what an introvert was, those people that lay back and do nothing, or how I will use these tips to be a better team member. Now, I have one more question for you. Are you an introvert, someone that takes a step back in order to analyze every little thing? Or are you an extrovert, someone that's charismatic and is always outgoing